Hello everybody, welcome to the Andy Show. Andy here, and I get lots of questions about gold and silver, along with questions like, should I invest in Woolard Enterprises or should I buy gold and silver? Look folks, well, they also ask, which will have the better return? Which will make me more money? I can't tell you what you should do. You should be, if you've got the funds, invest in multiple different revenue streams, multiple different securities for the future. There's no way you should put everything in one thing. You shouldn't put everything in gold and silver, and you shouldn't put everything in Woolard Enterprises, just like you shouldn't put everything in the stock market. Okay? Don't put your eggs all in one basket. You've heard that saying probably since you were a small child. I can tell you that I am, for me, heavily invested in silver, but it's not to make a profit from. I am buying gold and silver as a strategy in case our dollar goes into the crapper. You know, it's a survival thing for me. It's not about making money. You're not really going to make much money with gold and silver. Sure, it could go up. But one of the things that I would advise, and that I have seen this strategy, and it makes a lot of sense. Right now, with gold and silver being so far apart, you know, what is it, 60 odd times the silver rate for gold. So what you want to do right now, I as a non-financial person, I can only tell you what I would do, because I can't give advice. I don't know enough about all the different ways of securing your money, or what's better, what's worse. But I myself am currently not buying gold. I buy silver. Why? Because with the disparaging rate, you know, 60 to 70 times the cost of silver, 60 to 70 times is what it costs for gold. That tends to level out somewhat to anywhere from 10 to 18 times the gold being 10 to 18 times the value of silver. At that point, once it goes to, I'm going to use 15 as my benchmark. Once the rate of gold is only 15 times that of silver, I will go switch all my silver for gold. And then when that cycle goes again and it gets up 50, 60, 70 times, possibly even more, then I would take all my gold and exchange it for silver. Okay, there's no certainty in what these prices are going to be. It's as volatile as the stock market. And in this chart for gold, you can see I went back 10 years. 10 years ago, gold was at $1,500. But look what it dropped to over the past 10 years. $1,069. Okay, it goes up, it goes down. Many of you have seen these types of charts on the stock market. Well, this is the gold. It actually hit a peak of $2,025, and now we're back down to the 1,700 range. So I don't buy gold and silver as an investment as much as I do a hedge. At some point in my life, I may be required to use gold and silver because the dollar does become worthless. There's no way to know for sure. Now, silver on the same thing. If you do March 12th, well, okay, let me try it again here. If you do March 12, 2011, if you bought gold any time from 2011 to 2013, you're hurting. You've wasted a lot of money. because it hasn't reached back to that level yet. Now granted, you're paying typically about a $10 an ounce on silver. You're paying about a $10 an ounce premium on it. When you sell, you're going to take about a $10 an ounce loss on it. I don't know if it's that much, but you're going to pay a premium to buy, you're going to pay a premium to sell. So that variation in price, if you do choose to sell, you've got to make up for what it originally cost you and what you're going to lose out when you sell it. If you switch it back and forth for gold and silver, there's a small markup for the broker or the dealer, but there's not quite the 10% from what I understand. So either way, you're going to pay a premium. But look at all this. You know, I was buying quite a bit back in this time. You know, I was getting aggravated when it got close to 20 at one point. Let's see, or I guess it did hit 20 back in July of 2016. It was like, why is it getting up so high? So, and then it dropped and dropped and dropped. And only until this past year did it start increasing again. And now we're going back in the opposite direction. This, compared to investing in Woolard Enterprises, to me it's a no-brainer, but again, we don't know when this is going to revalue. The payout is going to be fundamentally different. The payout should be far, far more with Woolard Enterprises. When the stock market, when the Iraqi dinar does revalue and the stocks do what they're going to do and we start getting dividends, I plan to buy a ton of gold and silver. So it's not a question of which one will outperform the other. It completely depends on the circumstances, and only time will give you that answer correctly. Speculation is nothing more than a guess. Sometimes it's a well-educated guess, but speculation is all a guesswork. So don't take somebody telling you that you should sell your gold and silver and get into Woolard Enterprises. Don't do that. You know, if you want to get into Woolard Enterprises, or you're already in and you want to increase your blocks, do it with some excess funds. Don't put yourself in a bind to get into my group. I don't want that to happen. I don't want anybody hurting because they decided to get into this speculative venture. Okay? So there's no question that I see of one or the other. You should be doing both. You should have money in the stock market if you want to invest in the stock market. If you day trade, odds are that you're going to lose. Unless you've got a system that really, really works. But if you put money into the stock market and you just buy shares, they traditionally go up, they go up, and they go up over time. Look at what Walmart stock has done over the past 20 years. How many times have they split? If you want something that is almost guaranteed, the stock market is a place you want to put some funds, but you don't put everything in Woolard Enterprises or everything into gold and silver or everything into the stock market or everything into any other venture. You spread your funds to multiple different ones, because where one fails, another may make up that difference and then some. You just hope you get into something that pays off. I'm not here to give you advice, but I'm invested in quite a few different things, and I don't actually favor one over the other. I want to be spread out almost equally. Whether one fails or not, I just learn from that and move on. But it's not, by it failing, it's not going to crush me. Okay, that's the key. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So with that, I hope the questions wither away, because this is, for me, it's not a question of whether or not to buy gold and silver or invest in my company. You can do both if you're able to. Don't put all in one or the other. All right, so I hope this clears that up for you. I get this question quite often, and I feel bad trying to say you have to make that decision. It's your decision to make. It's your money. I'm not a financial expert, so I don't like giving advice. I don't like suggesting you do something over another. Everybody has their own theories as to what they believe is going to happen in the future, and you have to make up your own mind with making an educated guess. So with that, I am never going to try to push you to buy more blocks. If you've got it and you want more blocks, get them. If you want to get silver, go get it. Okay? Don't ask me. That is a question only you can answer. I hope that clears this up, and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. God bless you all, and have a great, great weekend.